In the last 25 years, nationally we have lost more than 23 million acres of farmland to development, an area about the size of Indiana. Recently, we are losing an acre of farmland every minute. Ohio has acre upon acre of fertile, rich soil. Farmers are in their fields producing the foods we eat, and livestock producers are tending to their herds. Ohio has 11,597,600 acres of land classified as prime farmland. It has lost the second highest amount of prime farmland to development of any state in the country, Texas being the first. But there is something being done.
The Office of Farmland Preservation was created in 1998, and its purpose is to permanently preserve land and agricultural production. And this is important because agriculture and food production is the state's #1 industry. The people of the state of Ohio actually created the Agricultural Easement Preservation Program when in 2000 and again in 2008 they voted to create the Clean Ohio Bond Fund. And that Clean Ohio Bond Fund has 4 parts. One is the Clean Ohio Easement Program, created to help medium and small-sized farmers permanently preserve their land in agricultural production. And it does that by offering an opportunity for landowners to apply to have the state purchase an easement on their farm that requires that it remain forever in farming. An easement is a permanent right that goes with the land. And as a part of that, they then receive a payment of up to $2,000 per acre that they can reinvest in their farm operation, retire debt, provide an annuity for their retirement, send their kids to college, or whatever their family's most important objective is. Then when they pass on or sell the property, that requirement that the land remain in agricultural production goes with the land. So anyone who purchases that property knows that it has to remain in agricultural production.
In 2013, the program partnered with local governments, soil and water districts, and local land trusts, giving them the responsibility of helping farmers apply for the program.
The idea there is that the local organizations know the landowners, and by bringing in these local partners in this new way, we hope that the selection of the farms will better reflect local priorities.
The Tecumseh Land Trust is a local land trust that works here in Clark and Greene counties. We're 23 years old. And the reason Land Trust got started around that point in time, 20 to 30 years ago, was that there was a lot of growth going on in land use. And some places in Ohio particularly, that didn't actually represent population growth. It just represented sprawl. Our population hasn't really grown, but we've built new houses out in the countryside. People have really had this big interest in living in the country. They're moving out of the cities into the countryside. And some of that land ends up really kind of being wasted.
This farm has been in the family for 8 generations. We produce corn, soybeans, wheat, hay, and beef cattle. I think everybody as a family decided that preserving for future generations, maybe not our kids ourselves, but just ag in general. We wanted this land to be agriculture, so we felt like doing that would be the best way to keep it farmland. It was a difficult decision because it's a lifetime decision. So with the plots of land that we put into the program, we knew that we probably weren't going to be offered large sums of money. But it still was a difficult decision because it's final. The first process in getting the trust started was deciding that you wanted to go through with it. Secondly, learning how it worked. and then contacting the Tecumseh Land Trust to be your supporter, basically. So all the questions was asked of them, and then they help walk you through the process.
It doesn't happen overnight. We typically are working with landowners for a few years before they actually get funded, particularly with this Ag Easement Purchase Program, because it is so popular. We have preserved just a little over 23,000 acres altogether. That's 123 individual properties. Biggest farm we've preserved is 997 acres. So each year we take some photos, we send it to the landowner, also to the Department of Agriculture, and we keep that on file so that you have a history of the land kind of over time, both in terms of the man-made improvements and also the kind of natural changes that happen on the land. Now, if somebody violated an easement, then we actually would have to enforce it at some point in time. But if we're doing our annual monitoring visits in a proactive kind of way, we hopefully are not going to have to do that.
Hopefully one of my children will want to farm, but if they don't, maybe they'll at least have the respect of the land to at least keep ownership of it and understand that it's a very nice feeling to own land and protect agriculture.
A lot more farmers would participate in our program if we had a greater source of funding. We are able to fund about 1 in 15 of the easements that we are offered. It's a very competitive program. And there are a lot of terrific farms out there that we would like to have in the program. We have a little over 300 farms in the Agricultural Easement Preservation Program, and they're scattered through 55 counties, and it comes to almost 50,000 acres. The Office of Farmland Preservation in the Ohio Department of Agriculture also operates a donated easement preservation program, and we do have about 6,500 acres of land in Ohio on which we have donated easements.
Tecumseh Land Trust has a goal of protecting 50,000 acres in each county we serve. And that's about 20% of the total land mass in each county. And that really is kind of in sync with something American Farmland Trust has said about having the critical mass of land necessary to keep farming going, to keep the support businesses going. And the other thing that they say is protect land in blocks. Where we're standing is a part of a 3,000 acre block. I think it's 11 different farms that comprise that. And the Little Miami River runs right through the middle of that block. So you're preserving a great water resource amidst well-farmed farmland, prime farmland.
This program is good for the future of farming in Ohio because there's always going to be a core block of acres that will be agriculture. I believe the future of farming is positive. I believe that the amount of farmers will probably dwindle, whether it's due to economics or retirement, and hopefully it'll be a more planned out situation for the way agriculture land is used. You can't go backwards from pavement and bricks. So hopefully a future of farming is bright, and I'm part of it.